Joe. We're so excited. Hi, Kimberly.
Hi, Bianca.
We are really privileged to have a president's team member sharing on a DMO that has helped her build an incredible business. So thank you for your time this morning, and make sure that you've got your pens and paper out ready to take lots of notes. I just went and got my notebook. I was like, I've got to take notes. If Kimberly is talking about flyers and invitations, I don't know anybody else who's done as much work in this space to be able to build an incredible business, not only just from New Zealand, but all over the world. So I'm not going to take any more of your time, Kimberly. We're going to hand it over to you, and welcome to the call.
Right, thank you, Bianca. And let's see if I can get this underway. Can you see my screen, everybody? Can you see my screen? Sorry, yep. Okay, let me just work out. Just give me a second. I just want to put it into, obviously, PowerPoint mode. Oh, sorry. Let's put our glasses on. Now I can see what I'm doing. Move the slide bar. So from the beginning. So hi everybody, Kimberly Joe here, Executive Presence Team member in New Zealand. I'm really excited to be here today to share one of my absolute favorite DMOs, and that's flyers and invitations. And what I want to say straight away is, firstly, thank you, Bianca, thank you, Morgan, and of course, thank you to one of my mentors, George Knight, Chief Executive Presence Team member, for the invitation to do this. And I just love being able to share and hopefully share some value and inspire you, really more than the how to, but inspire you why to do flyers and invitations. So I also want to share that I have done every single DMO there is, and I've had a lot of practice doing this because it's really been one of the fundamental things that has truly built my business all the way to Executive Presence Team and beyond. So let's get underway. So of course we all have a little story, and mine started with the products. I was a customer for a couple of years. There's a difference obviously in those photos from a month before I got started on the product on the left, weighing far too much, and then on my right, my most recent photo, I guess, it showed me 22 kilos down, 22% body fat. There's a little disclaimer there in the corner. And what I can tell you now is I'm about to go on another sort of 90-day absolute shred, so that by my birthday in 90 days time, at the age of 61, oh my goodness, how frightening, I'll be in the best shape of my life ever. So really excited for that. So let's get a move on. There we go. So what I want to share with you straight away is, this is my former house, and I just want to share really quickly because maybe it'll give you some confidence if you're a little uncertain about why to do them or how to do them, or just the confidence to actually get out there and do them. And I'm very fortunate. I had a very comfortable lifestyle before Herbalife. Have a husband and a couple of boys, and we've always worked incredibly hard. My husband and I have always been self-employed, and we just loved what we did. And as I said, this is a former house, and it's, as you can imagine, no matter whether you live in a little house or a big house or whatever, sometimes getting out the door and taking that first step and passing out an invitation or popping a flyer into a letterbox is a big difference. I'll explain that in a moment, but it does really take just that first step. And honestly, coming from a position humble about this, I didn't need to work, but as a wife, as a mum, as somebody in my own right, I really wanted to have a feeling of achievement, a sense of purpose, be able to impact people truly on a bigger scale, and show my boys. The most important reason for me was to show my boys that, I could be successful, and anybody could be successful if it came down to just determination and discipline. So my children became a reason why to do the business, well, not using them as a reason why not to. They're now 24 and 29, so they don't know anything else other than a working mum from home, primarily in the early days. And I did it from home for the first 9 years of my business. So coming up 21 years in the business. So here we go, you know, and I literally feel like, and so many people actually do call me the flyer queen because I love flyers. Even as a presence team, I still get out there and do flyers and, you know, and invitations more recently. The difference being an invitation, I guess the way I use an invitation is to a nutrition club. So, you know, the social proof, my mentor did it. I saw the phenomenal results he achieved with his business. And so I thought, well, if he can do it, why not me? So, you know, I think it really comes back to deciding for yourself, why are you doing the business? What are you prepared to do? And maybe this will inspire you. But I know everything there is about flyers. So when somebody says to me that they've been doing flyers and it took them X number of hours, I know exactly how many they did. And or if they say, look, I delivered 1,000 and I did it in an hour and a half, I'm thinking, okay, whatever. No problem. So, you know, I did it wherever I was, primarily a 5K radius from my home, but I did them wherever I was in the world. For whatever reason, I was in another country, whether it was on vacation with my family, I still did flyers. You know, in Las Vegas, traveling with my family, I'd get in and out of taxis and my boys would be like, oh my gosh, she's going to say it again. You know, give the poor taxi driver a flyer or bail somebody up in a lift, you know, that 10-second story. But wherever I was, I did them. And the greatest result I probably ever had from flyers alone was over a Christmas period between Christmas Day and New Year. I did over 26,000 volume points, and that was all from flyers and talking to people as a result of it. But people say to me, what does the flyer look like? You know, you did 26,000 volume points. I promise you, it's not what the flyer looks like. It's not what color the paper is. It's nothing. It's the one that's out there in the mailbox or the one you're passing out on the street. So, you know, as I said, I've done flyers forever. I love them. I still do them. I do them at different times in my business. In the early days, I did them religiously for probably 7 years, day in and day out. And then at different times over the course of my business, I've, you know, maybe had a new goal and I've wanted to just really smash out the fastest way for me that I can do many, many things. So flyers is always one of my go-tos for sure. I've had so many numerous world teams and active world teams from flyers. One of my weight loss challenge participants was from a weight loss challenge flyer. She's now a GET team. Another participant in my weight loss challenge, again from a flyer, is now an executive presence team member, and that person or that couple, they also got a presence team member from a flyer. So I guess, you know what, flyers work, so don't question it. Maybe question if it's for you. It's a great way, it's inexpensive to add in as a DMO. And when I got my nutrition club going back 11 years ago, that's the point I started doing actual, what we would term an invitation. So an invitation is out on the street, face to face, inviting somebody into your nutrition club, and in the event they don't want to come in at that point in time, you pass them a little invitation to come back on another day. Fascinatingly, just going back to here, this little room here, 69 square meters, actually created a business with over 4 presence teams around the world, and it started from a flyer. So as I said, flyers work. You know, is it comfortable always doing them out on the street? No, I've had people rip them up in front of me, throw them in the gutter. I've had some of my own team members call me, you know, nothing like more than a prostitute when you stand out there on the street. It's pretty, you know, pretty sad when it comes from one of your team and a friend. But guess what? My goal was always bigger. That was the thing. So, you know, I love doing flyers. You can, you know, nobody else is paying my bills, so I'm going to do whatever it takes. And as I said, I love flyers. Always focused on my goal. You know, I had little notes to myself around the house, on the windows. I'd write, this is, as I was going out in the morning, this is what I'd face. And coming in at night from the driveway, this is what I would see when I closed the door. Follow my mentor, be consistent, duplicate, which is all my team do flyers and invitations. Keep it simple, really simple. Have a vision on my goal, believe it's going to happen, follow my plan no matter what, NMW. And PTIP was Pres Team in Paris. That was my goal. I missed it by a few months, but in fact, I missed my second cut of Presence Team sitting in Paris. So no, it all worked out. But what I'm going to share here in the last few minutes, and look, I could honestly do all the exciting things that have happened through flyers in my business, and you know, different stories I've heard from my mentors that would inspire you to just get out there and do them. But you know, this statement is very important. And again, another disclaimer, while I'm not disclosing my income over this time, what the things you might see, the photos that you might see, they might depict a lifestyle that is in that top 1%. And so just know it does come with a lot of hard work as per the little disclosure there. So, you know, you get to decide if it's worth it. And I've always done a minimum of 100 invites on the street a day and 1,000 flyers a day. I did that for years, not just 7 days, sometimes just 5 days a week, sometimes 7 days of the week, depending on what my goal was. But this slide, I want to show you and highlight what happened in a 16-month period from Millionaire Team to Presence Team, or Executive Presence Team, that should be. By doing 1,000 flyers, I decided to have a new goal, 1,000 flyers for 90 days. And that 90-day period, I did 90,000 flyers. Now, some of you might think you've done a lot of flyers and they're not working. Well, I'm not sure about that. You know, what you lack in skill, you make up for in numbers. And maybe I wasn't that good, but I had to do 90,000 to get 3 Get Team, a Pres Team, and then from there, again, more Presence Team. So it started with that flyer. So for me, it was absolutely worth it. And then going on to do invitations in my business at the club. I did 100 a day, which was 32,000 in a 16-month period. But the big thing is I want you to look at the bottom. You know, we're qualifying for vacations. That first, you know, sort of beginning of that first period, there wasn't much happening. Well, I say I'm at 6,700 royalty points, which if you're newer, that maybe doesn't mean a lot. But I was just about half, 3/4 of the way at that point to Presence Team. But in 16 months from just being consistent, my royalties almost doubled. That's the key. So was it worth it for me and for the team who decided to do it and follow and duplicate? Absolutely. So as I said here, you know, this is my mentor, Joran Andre. I'm forever grateful to him. He inspired me with his story of doing 1,000 flyers a day in the rain, in the hail, in the snow, in the sun, you know, wherever he was in the world, and that inspired me. So some of the things that came as a result of doing the flyers. Now, here's the interesting thing. I'm in Shanghai on the left, I'm in Paris on the right, I'm in Thailand in the bottom too. And on all of these trips, I always have flyers in my purse. I'm always passing them out of my pocket on the street, no matter where I am, even on vacation, traveling the world for the company, or, you know, building business as I have done around the world. So, you know, again, this all comes from flyers. So what I'm trying to show here is it's not about the flyer, it's about doing the flyer. Just get out there and do them, because you get to have the life of your dreams when you work hard. This didn't come easy. You can see 90,000 flyers in a 90-day period. I didn't stop. I just worked. So, you know, again, these are the things that you get to enjoy. And more recently, You know, I've had an opportunity to relocate my family somewhat to just outside of Auckland City, and my house is the one in the front, and the land sort of goes sort of around the house, as you can see. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll often see sheep. That's why, because there's sheep everywhere at certain times of the year. But the thing I'm really telling you is that whatever it is for you, I don't know if you want to do flyers. And for me, it wasn't about whether I wanted to. It was a DMO that was inexpensive. It was something I can go out there today and start. I can print some, I can write, photocopy some, cut them up as I did. To cut. And that's hold me back. He had printed them, I had to cut them. And so, you know, it's whatever we get to do, right? So, you know, what I want to inspire you to do is, go back, create a vision for your life, buy into that vision 1000%. And more importantly, get emotionally attached to what your goal is. So that when somebody calls you a prostitute, or somebody spits on the ground in front of you, or somebody rips up your flyer and you've maybe paid your last bit of money to do so, that you are going to think, no matter what, I'm going to get these flyers out. You know, we're only middle of the month. We've got all the time in the world to get to your next position. You just have to decide. And really, when you decide, it's going to be based on your goal, whether it's big enough that you will really go for it. Put a 90-day plan together with your mentor. Whatever you're doing, don't stop it. Just add this in if you have some time. Bear in mind, you can do this part-time or full-time. I've done it every single way there possibly is. But what I will tell you, it's about taking massive, consistent action if you want to get to, as I did, my goal was the presence team. One of my favorite sayings is, procrastination is not a form of advertising. So if you want more, you need to do more, right? And it's just that simple. You know, there's an STS training call later this afternoon. Be on it. Don't make excuses. Attend all the trainings, no exception. And most importantly, just get serious. If this is a hobby business for you for a little bit of income, great, no problem. Just do a few flyers and do a little bit. But for me, I wanted to treat this seriously like a business. I worked around so many obstacles, you know, illnesses, elderly mother-in-laws who couldn't speak English, babysitting her and 2 children, a husband away all the time. And for me, they became reasons why to do the business. You know, I incorporated it into my day wherever I could, school pickups, whatever. And that's what I did. I just decided I was going to do whatever it took to achieve my goals and dreams. And you can too. So Bianca, let's see if you can take this back. Can you start the screen? Stop it.
I'm not sure if I can stop the screen.
Let me put my glasses back.
You go stop share. It should work.
My screen sharing is pause, stop share. Just need my glasses.
Perfect.
This is when you see 61 years old just about.
Oh, I can't hear you. So hold on one second. Where do I need to be? I need to be over here. Hold on one second. I have to move.
All right, sorry, Kim, I had to move computers so we don't have too much echo here. What were you saying there at the end? I missed you.
I need to put my glasses on to read all the little buttons because, you know, and I was saying that comes with age, sadly. 61 is showing just to
talk about age. Looking fantastic for 61. Like, seriously, what an inspiration. So I know that there's some really young people new to the business haven't even really started yet, but just have started on their nutrition. And I know a couple of them I spoke to this morning and yesterday. Hey, you know, ladies, if you all look as this good at 61, take note of what Kim's doing.
It's massive product consumption and an incredible skincare range, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And what you've delivered this morning, just absolute gold as well. But for those who are new to the business, this is not, as Kim said, you know, you don't have to go out and do flyers. That's not what this session's about. It's about learning that it could be an option for you. But what Kim has definitely delivered this morning is the concept behind any activity, which is you got to be consistent. You got to go out there and do the work. And don't worry about what other people think, because, you know, you can be called everything under the sun like Kim has, but Kim is now, you know, living a lifestyle that most people dream of, because she was willing to, you know, always push past those challenges and focus on where her goals were. So always a great inspiration from every aspect of our business and in life. So thank you again so much, Kimberly. And yeah, if you like this session, we're going to have more of these sessions every single Saturday. So again, give a shout out to Kim on the chat. Maybe put a little love heart or a thank you on the reactions, so that she can see how much we appreciate her time and effort in delivering this morning, taking, you know, away from her now amazing lifestyle that she gets to live. So thank you, Kim.
Pleasure. And just to let you know, I still work every single day. Somebody said to me recently, you're the quietest presence team there is. We never hear from you. And I said, it's because I'm working, because I love it. It's a passion. So I've been in the gym since 5 this morning. I'm still here. That's a long story. So yeah, sorry for the background. And somebody just messaged me and said I was dropping out, so I apologize. I don't have a single internet connection in my life that's stable, so crazy.
No problems at all. I've actually been to New Zealand and worked over there, and it's without being too rude, it's maybe a New Zealand thing.
Oh, tell me about it. We make do, no excuses.
Absolutely, yeah. So
thank you, Bianca. Thank you, everybody.
And we'll look forward to seeing you on our next call, which is Monday night, the Healthy Happy Hour at 7 o'clock. Make sure that you're on there to learn more about how to live healthy and more active, how to use the nutrition with your whole foods, how to look as good as Kim at 61. And then we've got our showcase on Tuesday night, followed by our personal development session. And then next Saturday, just to maybe fast forward to next Saturday, we're going to be doing a DMO training around surveys. So people who are doing out there talking to people and really getting a lot of traction. But if you're a new member or are a member, whether you're of APAC Rim or Herbalife Nutrition, we do have the Success Training Seminar coming up at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time. So be sure to jump on that to hear more inspiration from people all over Australia. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. See you soon.